Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna talk about the teaser trailer you can watch on Forgotten Empire's YouTube channel. And yeah, well, I'll talk about a little bit about what we see here, what we learn about the Siths in game based on the screenshots I will show you. So I'll just start with the intro. There we can see a feudal African village with a new building set, so it's either a Ethiopian or Mali village. And you also can see a battle between a Berber and Ethiopian army. They're fighting over over the obelisk you can find in Aksum. However, it's important this will not be the Ethiopian wonder because, well, the in-game model is way too small for a wonder. That eliminates that possibility, so it's just an scenario editor object. And this is also the first time we really see the Shotel soldiers in action. I can also see some things I already mentioned in the Shotel video, like being very fast, light units, and so on. Talking about the Shotel really drives me into the direction of talking about the Ethiopian as well. When we take a look at this screenshot, it's quite interesting that we see siege towers here. While siege towers have existed in the game since the Forgotten Empires add-on, but siege towers never were able to unload their units on the other side of a wall. In this case, we see it is possible. So this makes the siege tower well, at first glance you could say it's a unique siege unit, but we already saw the Ethiopian Sith bonuses, and the siege tower isn't in there, so it is not the unique unit of the Ethiopians. So we can surely say that the siege tower will be a generic unit available to all the Siths. And this is the third generic unit coming with the African kingdoms, both for African kingdoms and for Forgotten Empires. So if you only own Forgotten Empires, you will get the siege tower as well. But when we talk about unique siege units, the Portuguese are what what we were searching for. They with the revolt or organ cannon, they have a anti-infantry siege weapon, which is likely to be their unique unit. They were able to train in the castles. We can also see a second unique unit of the Portuguese on this screenshot here, the Caravel. So these ships, it's a unique water unit. And what's interesting about those is that they seem to have quite a good range, but the most important thing is that the projectiles they are shooting are penetrating the opponents, so passing through them and hitting multiple enemies. Another quite interesting thing here is there's the big building you can see there. As the Portuguese share the building set with the Italians, you can tell that this big building isn't really a castle. But what else could it be? It also doesn't really look like a university, or it also won't be the wonder. But someone on the AOT subreddit identified this building, and it is some kind of fortified trading post, also called Featoria. So, yeah, well, what could the functions of such a building be? In my opinion, it could, well, I'm just throwing some quick thoughts about that. It, possible ways it could work are being a fortified market. You could upgrade the Imperial Age, get some more hit points, and you could garrison trade cards in there, so it would be easier for Portuguese to defend their trade lines. It also could be an upgrade for town centers, where you can garrison an increased amount of villages in, or it could also be a building similar to the university, where you have lots of researches, mainly economy researches, which also works as a drop-off building for your villages. But well, this all are just wild speculations, and I guess we'll see what the function of this building is later this week. So, talking about the Portuguese and the Ethiopians, next will be the Malians. We can see here in Malian army attacking another African, so either Mali or Ethiopian city. Their army composition is Gebetos, heavy camels, champions, traps, and bombard cannons. And as you already know, the unique tax and civ bonuses of the Malinese of Mali, that is having champions with +3 pierce armor Imperial Age, and heavy camels getting +3 attack. With their Imperial Age technology, they can research. Yeah, this seems to be quite a viable unit composition. You could, as long as you have got enough gold to sustain both heavy camel and champion production, this could be really strong. I think you should try to go for such a balanced army if you're playing as Mali. The fire towers you are able to see here, they only have been in the game since Forgotten Empires, but it is unlikely that they will be some kind of unit you can actually build and run the map games, as it appeared in none of the new Civ overviews on ForgottenEmpires.net, and yeah, I think they also would be just way too strong. So the last civilization that's left here is the Berbers. Yeah, as we can see here, they can train halberdiers, but I'm really not sure if they really need those units, as they already have heavy camels and camel archers, which are quite strong in terms of countering cavalry units. So halberdiers for the Berbers only will really see play if your opponent either has really lots of anti-cavalry units in addition to, so if he has a combination of halberdiers and paladins, for example, you might want to put some halberdiers in the mix as well. But yeah, in general, I'd say the halberdier won't really see play until really all of the gold has run out on the map. But yeah, in general, good trash is always nice to have. But if you just take a look at the bonuses and units the Berbers have access to, as far as we know now, because we don't have the full tech trees yet, they could be quite weak versus infantry, against large masses of infantry, because both their unique units don't seem to be very good against infantry, only if you can micro them really well in using their speed and range. But yeah, if you don't have good micro, I think they would struggle against infantry. So having good hand cannons or strong foot archers could be possibilities, but I don't see the Berbers getting particularly good archers, as they are already quite strong on the cavalry side. So moving on to the next topic, the reworked water, as it is giving us new ships. We already know about the new ships. I won't talk about those a lot now. And yeah, well, the new cells, we see more of them now, but we all um, yeah, have known about them for a while now. But what's yeah, quite interesting to see here is that the Portuguese, having the Italian building set, will also have an own fuel age building set. So so far it has been the way that the Italian buildings only started looking unique from the Castle Age on. Now they will, together with the Portuguese as well, have an own fuel age building set, as well as you can see on the docks here. And moving on to the last point for today, the sudden death mode. Well, it all sounds nice and dandy, but all information we have here is yeah, this ominous how long can you survive? And to be honest, that's not an awful lot of information here, but well, I think I just throw in some of my ideas I got at this point. So it could be some kind of possibly hopefully co-op versus AI mode, where you get attacked by waves of AI-controlled units. So, like every 5 minutes, an attack is incoming, starting from 15 minutes into the game, and they progress through the ages as you are. So, if you're still Fuel Age, they will only be sending Fuel Age unit. If you advance to Castle Age, they will start sending Nines, and so on. But those waves get stronger with every new wave. They are sending more soldiers. So at some point you will be unable to fend them off, and so it's the goal to survive as long as possible. I could even see some kind of leaderboard here where everyone is sorted in order of their longest time of survival in this mode, so you can compete and compare with your friends and others, because well, this is always something people like to see, and it also adds some kind of social uh, aspect to the game, as well, you can have some content with your friend, like trying to get the longest time here, and trying out new strategies, and well, I guess later this week we'll see how all this turns out. For now, this is all I'd like to tell you, and thanks for listening, and see you next time.